Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to your ass. Look, here's the honest, harsh truth that you need to hear today. You think that you have a money problem. You think that you have a dating problem. You think that you're a failure or you're not good enough with whatever it is that you want to accomplish out of your life with your goals. And the truth of the matter is, none of that shit is true. The honest truth is, you really have a consistency and a self-esteem and self-worth problem. That's why you struggling in all of these areas and you think it's, oh, I'm struggling to make the money that I want in my life. I'm not able to have the money, the lifestyle that I want. You feel like you struggle with your relationships and your dating life. You can't go for or attract the partner that you want to have. So you think that you have a dating problem, or you feel like you keep trying to go for something and you keep screwing up, or you're not seeing results, or whatever the case is. And I'm telling you, that's what it really boils down to. And in this video, I'm gonna break it down to you and help you understand what the actual problem is that you have, and to give you the steps on what you need to do so that you can change what's going on in your life and get a better result. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, because I drop value on this platform every single day that I show up for you. And if this brings value, make sure you share this and pass this along to somebody else that you may know that also needs help and you know that they're struggling too. So without further ado, let's get right into it. At the end of the day, if you're struggling with your life goals, you're trying to build a brand, build a business, you're trying to work on developing a skill, accomplishing fitness goals. A lot of folks here have things that they're trying to do as far as their health and their diet and their fitness. Whatever the thing is, it doesn't really matter. You plug it in. You're not a failure, and it's not that you're not good enough. You just have a consistency problem. All success boils down to is you doing things long enough in order for it to work, or for you to figure out what works. Most times in the beginning, you're not going to see results. When you start to do something, you may not even know how to do it. You may not even be doing the right thing. And what you have to understand is you have to do something consistently a lot of times in order to accomplish it. In the gym, if you're trying to lose 15 or 20 pounds, for an example, you're not going to do that in a day. You're not going to do that in a few days. You're not going to do that in a week. You're not going to do that in a couple of weeks. That is something where it happens with you over a span of time, whether it's a month, whether that's a couple of months, 6 weeks, not 3 months, 90 days, whatever it is. That's over an extended period of time of you doing some type of action, and you just repeating that action over and over and over again. And it's just like you building a brick wall. If you laying a brick every day and you stacking a brick on top of another brick every day, you may not have anything after a couple of days. You may not have anything after a week. You may not even have a whole lot after a couple of weeks. But you go look at that wall that you've been stacking up over 30 days, over 60 days. If you've been doing that consistently, and you look and see what you've done, that's what success is. So a lot of times you can't call yourself a failure, or you can't say that you're not good enough. Most things, a lot of things, it just comes down to you putting in enough time to give it time to grow. Y'all want essentially to grow an apple tree after a few weeks. You let me know what big tree that produces fruits does that within a few weeks. It doesn't happen. Things like that, you have to give time to actually grow. You got to keep watering and nurturing it and give it time to fully grow. That's your life success. So I'm telling you, because so many people, you start something, and I know I'm talking to somebody here today. You start something, you fired up, you excited, this idea, this goal, this dream of yours, and after a week, after a couple of weeks, a few days, for some of you, you don't see anything working, and it's like, man, this shit don't work, this ain't worth nothing. And that's not true. Like, it's not. And that's another mistake that so many of you all make. You base how good enough you are based off of your results and how you do with something. And that's not the case. You're never supposed to base how good you are or how valuable you are based off of your outcomes. A lot of times you can't even control your outcomes. You can only control your actions. So I'm telling you that because so many people, the reason why you don't have what it is you want is because you don't start, or you start and you quit too early. Get back in the ring and don't quit. Give yourself time to actually let what it is that you're working towards build and grow. And understand, even if you don't know what you're doing, or you starting something and you haven't quite figured out how to do it, that comes with time. Because if you taking reps and you being intentional about what you're doing, you're gonna figure out, okay, damn, so this, what I'm doing actually doesn't work. I need to tweak this. So you go in and you make your adjustments, you try something different, you get a different result, and you see how, if that's better or what happens. And from then you just keep tweaking, you keep making adjustments. And as you do those things, eventually you're gonna come across something that actually works. But you can't do that if you quit too early, or if you don't just consistently show up. That's the game, fam. If you can just consistently show up and keep going, don't worry about the results, just take the actions consistently, you're gonna eventually get there. I can't tell you when, I don't fucking know. But what I can tell you is, I've never seen somebody that had a mindset, you know what, I'm not quitting. I don't care how long this shit takes. I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna stick with this until I get where I'm trying to go, or until I get the outcomes that I'm looking for. I've never seen somebody that has that mindset not eventually get what it is that they want. So it's your mindset. You gotta be consistent. In the gym, if you gotta eat clean for a consistent period of time, anybody can do that one day or a couple of days. Can you sustain that over 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? Because I promise, if you can do something 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you're gonna see results. Same thing with putting on muscle, you know? Same thing with building a platform. If you posting content every day, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you're gonna see some form of growth. You're never gonna blow up unless you have some rare phenomenon, which it doesn't happen often, where you hit something and it just blows up. You're not gonna build a platform that way. Most platforms are built by steady, consistent action and growth over time. So, same thing with the business. You showing up, you reaching out to people every day. You showing up, you providing value every day. You showing up, you adding to your product, your services, your business in some aspect every day. You gotta be consistent. That's what it is. And when it comes down to folks feeling like a money type of thing, let's get to the money, because I know that's what a lot of you all are. Times are hard. You worrying about having the money that you need. Man, look, that comes down to your self-esteem and your self-worth. Why am I telling you that? Because I personally learned the hard way that this is what it boils down to. How does this show up in your life? Well, you feel like you underpaid, you overworked in your job, you undervalued. And with knowing that, instead of you getting up and believing, you know what, I know my value, I know what I bring to the table. Let me go start looking for places that's going to have what it is that I want and going to reciprocate the value that I provide to a company. A lot of you all don't do that. And what all that basically says is, deep down, you may not be physically or verbally saying it, but your actions is telling the tale of the tape that you don't really feel like you deserve more. This is what you feel like you're deserving of. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't stay there once you know that something isn't working, or what it is that you need or feel like you deserve. So at the end of the day, it's not the money, it's you. When you grow your self-worth, what you believe that you're worthy of having, then it's not gonna make sense anymore for you to sit in a situation where you underpaid, you undervalued. You're gonna go find somebody that is gonna do that, or you're gonna be like, you know what, I know the value that I bring, I'm gonna start my own shit. It's one of the two, because at some point, once you grow your self-worth, it's not gonna make sense anymore. It just doesn't fit anymore. You feel what I'm saying? So it's either that or you have low self-esteem. And all that means is what you believe that you're capable of doing. If you don't believe you're capable of accomplishing much, then that means you have low self-esteem, because you just don't have that esteem for yourself and that belief in yourself. When you build that and you believe that you're capable of accomplishing more, you're able of doing more, then you're gonna take actions that match that. You're gonna actually go out and pursue a career that's gonna pay you more, that's gonna give you more opportunities, that's gonna fit what it is you actually enjoy doing. Or you're gonna start a business because it's like, I know I'm capable of doing this. I believe in myself. That's what it boils down to. So I'm saying all of that just to make sure that you understand it's not a money thing, fam. You think it's the money. Money is just the outcome and the reflection that you don't believe that you're capable of doing something or worthy of having something. When you deal with that and build that up, then I promise everything else, as far as the money, is gonna build up and grow too. It's a parallel. It's a reflection. So you work on you work on your self-esteem, your self-worth, and then your money will change. That's the name of the game. Same thing with relationships. I see so many people, ladies, they sit in a relationship where they know a guy that doesn't value them, doesn't respect them, mistreats them, all of these other things. And all I see is, you know what? You sitting in that situation and not walking out of that situation knowing that it's not it. It's just saying that's all you feel like you're worthy of having. You don't believe that you're worthy of having more. Or you don't believe that you're capable of having somebody that's going to actually treat you the way that you want to be treated. I see that shit all the time. Fellas, y'all too. So many times I see a lot of guys, and I'm telling you because I know I see the shit all the time, and I personally did it for years until I learned. You see beautiful girl. You see an amazing girl. And deep down, I'd love to go meet this girl. I'd love to talk to her, love to get to know her. I'd love to smash. And you don't go and pursue her. Not even a hello, not even a, hey, excuse me, I think you're beautiful. Nothing. Why? Because you may not be physically and verbally saying it, but your actions are screaming, man, I can't get that girl. I'm not good enough to get that girl. Like, you know, I'm not qualified for that. And that's what you believe. So you have a low self-worth because you don't believe that you're capable of having a beautiful, attractive, loving partner and girl that's gonna be with you and do the things that you want to do. And that's a sign of low self-worth. Or you have low self-esteem. Same thing. You don't think you're capable of pulling and attracting a girl like that. So your actions show that. You don't go for the girls you want. And with that being said, on both ends, ladies, y'all don't have the relationships and the dating life you want. Fellas, you don't have the girl and the dating life that you want. When you grow your self-worth and what you believe you're capable of having, and you build your self-esteem, what you believe that you're capable of doing and accomplishing, then you're gonna go for the things. For the fellas, you're gonna go for the girls that you want because you know you're capable and worthy of having it. It's quite as simple as that. Ladies, you're not gonna sit in a situation. You're gonna be like, well, have a nice life. I know my worth. I know what I'm capable of having. And those are the things that you have to do. And I'm telling you all of this because, like I said earlier, it's not a money thing. It's not a dating thing. It's not you being a failure. It's the person here. If you're not new here, you hear me say it all the time. Your life is just a reflection of who you are. You don't get what you want out of life. You get what and who you are. So I tell you all the time, make sure that you have beliefs and thoughts and actions that line up with what you want, because that's going to create the life you have. If you don't believe that you're worthy of having or capable of having something, then you're not going to have the feelings that are inspirational, that's fired up, that's motivated to go and take the actions that you need to take. And you're not going to take the actions that you need that will produce the outcomes and the results that you want in life. So you got to deal with the person, like Michael Jackson always says, the person in the mirror, because that's where it starts and ends. So that's what it is. If you struggling in these areas of life, this video resonated where it's like, this is me to a T, and you need help with making changes in your life, I created a program and a community helping people just like you to make these changes in your life so that you can start getting a different outcome in your life with your dating life, your relationships, your money, your physique, your fitness goals, your confidence, your self-esteem, all of it. If that resonates with you, there's a link in the description. Click that link. You can send me a message over on Instagram or email me, and we can get on a call, have a conversation, see what's really going on with you so we can see how we can help you to make the changes in your life. And if that resonates with you, I look forward to seeing you on the inside. And I want to remind you that I also offer one-on-one coaching for anybody that's looking for individual step-by-step walkthrough on how to change your life. And if you need somebody to walk with you one-on-one, I do offer those services as well. Same thing, click that link, send me an email or message me over on Instagram, and we'll talk about it. Because I'm telling you, if you're here, I want to see you win, point blank, period. But you got to do your part. So I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. I want to remind you that where you go and what you do in your life, that's 100% all on you, fam. And I promise if you do your part, you got it. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and share this to somebody that needs this. And until next time, peace and love.